Hi everybody, it's Carrie and welcome back to another video. If you guys don't know me, my name is Carrie. I run Traveling Pony Studios, which is this small little crochet business. And look guys, my hair is pretty crazy. I just got out of the shower. I do all types of fun things from some store stuff, markets, YouTube, oh gosh, and so much. I feel like time is never on my side. I'm actually really behind on recording, like super behind on recording, and I got super behind on editing, and I feel like I've been slacking a little bit, but I wanted to do this video because I really need to price these items because my last market of the year is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5, and I find it so ironic that the last market of the year, it's gonna be cold. We are kind of going in this like kind of cold snap this week. It's been really warm here. I mean, it's been like 70s and like 80s, and it hasn't been raining, and the weather has just been really nice. But I was laughing because it was like the week leading up has not been very nice, and tomorrow is supposed to be super windy. Friday's supposed to be super windy. Like every single day it's supposed to be like 40-mile-per-hour winds. And luckily right now when I looked at my phone for the market on Saturday, it's not supposed to be 40-mile-per-hour winds. I think it's supposed to be a little bit more like 10 to 15, and at least it's going to be sunny, but I think the high is only like, I don't even know, like 54, and I think when I'm setting up, I think it's supposed to be like 34, so plus wind, because like the wind is just not going to stop for the next couple days. Like it's never really dying down, it's just going to keep blowing. So I'm not really looking forward to that. I used to hate going outside in the cold, like if it was below, I don't even know, like 70 degrees or something. And now that I have a farm and everything, my opinions on cold has like changed. Like I think I'm much better with it, and I think if it's sunny and it's not windy, I can handle like most of the cold and stuff, and not raining. Oh, raining and cold is just, and windy is not fun. But I don't mind it that much when I'm at the farm, because typically it can be, you know, like 30 something degrees, but I'm moving all the time. Like I'm taking care of the horses, I'm letting them outside, I'm cleaning stalls, I'm moving hay from different areas, feed. So you don't really like go out into the cold and just sit. Like you're typically doing something, or I'm riding my horse. Like there's just not much like sitting and standing still. But of course at the market it's gonna be a lot of like, you know, sitting around. So I'm not looking forward to that. Like I feel like it doesn't have to be that cold for it to feel super cold when you're just sitting and doing nothing. So not looking forward to that. But I have been super behind on everything, like I said, because of the fact that we are having some difficulties with some of the horses, and it is truly taking up so much of my time. So I feel like a lot of my goals for this market have just been unachievable, and I honestly don't see how they'll be achievable because it is Wednesday, and it's like, let's see, Wednesday 3:32, and I still have so many things I want to get done by Friday, but I can't see it happening because every single day I'm having to spend like so many hours at the barn taking care of these horses. We have one that they think has maybe like lung cancer or something else, and then another horse has some issues. So I'm just like, I'm spending so much time doing my real job, my full-time job, taking care of horses, and that the crochet side is getting like a wee bit neglected. So I feel like I could have done a lot more for this market, and I feel like I could have prepared better items, especially considering it is a Christmas market. Now the timing is a little bit weird. I did this market last year. It was a week before, so it would have been this past weekend, versus this year they put it this upcoming weekend, the 23rd. So it'll be interesting to see the difference between doing it later with Thanksgiving. I don't know how much that will affect that with like people leaving on trips and everything. So that will be very interesting to see, but I definitely feel like I could have done a lot more for this market. And at this point I'm 2 days out. I still have a few things that I think I can get done, just small things and maybe a few more big things, but realistically I'm not going to hit the goals that I wanted to, and that's just how it's going to be. So I have 2 really big bins full of stuff on the floor. We're just going to go through one at a time, and this is not everything. Y'all already know this. I have still a few things like over there, and like an example, like I need to finish this. I haven't done it yet. It's just been sitting. I've got like the body of like a bluey that needs to be done. So there are things still over there, but I feel like for the most part, this is pretty much a vast majority of the stuff that I have, because we've been able to catch up pretty good like these past couple days because the weather hasn't been great. So we've been spending a little bit more time like working opposed to more time outside. So I do feel like I'm pretty caught up, but of course there's still some items, and then I'm planning on making like another stitch, and then maybe a piglet, and then just, you know, things like that. So there will be more, but I'll show you guys what I got first. All right, guys, let's start with the first box. I should preface this by saying that if I had to be honest, I feel like this is the culmination of what I've crocheted in like a week and a half, maybe even potentially 2. Like I definitely recorded something, but some of these items are a little bit carry over, and you'll see particularly those items are the ones that are like turtles and stuff, because I had made them previously and they just needed to be finished off. Alongside what I made, what I'm going to show you guys, I also made an additional 20, 24, 20, let me count real quick, 20 items that went to stores, and they were all small items. So, but I did make an additional 20 that went bye-bye already. So none of this is going to be in order. Like, I'm sorry, like there's some of these items I've made like 5 of, but they're split between 2 boxes. We're just going to go with this as like a flow. I kind of have a good idea of how many I made of certain items, so I'll just say that, but just know they're not going to be shown at the same time. So let's start off with the snowman. Woo! Okay, so I can tell you guys, I have 4 of these snowman. I just finished them last night making them, but I think the other ones are in the other box. So I have 4 of these technically. This is made by Madeline May Co. It was a bundle pattern that I got, and I took, I think, 6 of these also to a store. Actually 8, I believe. It was either 6 or 8 that I took to the store, and you guys know I'm not a holiday person. I'm not a seasonal person by any means, but I was convinced to make 3 holiday items that are small, so they're in a better price range, as well as the fact that they are carried at the store. So I feel like if something hits the fan, I can always just send them off to the stores and hope they get sold. But I have this guy for right now, but just know there'll be 3 more. Here is this little poo. So I'll have this poo, and then I'll have a smaller poo coming with me to the market. This is a pattern by Rin Meow, and I had originally made the really, really big one a while back, and it took a very long time to sell, not because it wasn't well received or well loved, it was the price point. So she ended up having the smaller one that I ended up making because of the fact that I wanted to find one that was like in a better price range, and I can definitely do that with this. As well, I used the little felt nose from my stitch on this guy, and I think the felt nose definitely looks a lot better than me trying to wing it and hand sew something, because triangles and stuff I have a really hard time making look super uniformed. So I've got this poo. I also have this stitch, and this is also from Ren Meow. And so, like I said, these are also the felt eyes that I created. Shameless plug. I still have some more, I think, and then I know at some point I'm going to design a few different styles, but I have this stitch. I'm in the process of making another stitch right now, but it's going to be from a different creator because I already have like 1 stitch sold. I'm just waiting to see which style of stitch the person likes better, so whichever one they don't want, I'll keep to the market. So I have this stitch, and this is from Ren's Meow. Alright friends, let's get to some of the smaller items. I have 3 of these tigers. Now this is one of those items that has been sitting on the desk to be finished for a while, so technically not made in the past, week and a half or 2 weeks, but technically got finished off. So I have these 3. Here are 4 gingerbread men, and this is the same bundle Madeline May Co. So I made 4 of them. I have already dropped these off at stores, and I've sold a few of them at stores. So they do seem to be well received. And like I said, if they don't sell at the market, I'm just going to give them to the stores because I do know, like, I at least need to restock a couple of them already at stores. I did the green little scarf, and then I also went and did this red scarf. So I think the color variations turned out pretty cute. I have one of these koalas. This is also by Madeline Mako. You're gonna see that I did quite a good deal of patterns from this particular person these last couple weeks, and one of the main things is because I actually had a lot of patterns from this person that I had purchased like months ago, and I try and occasionally make it a point to go back through my patterns and use patterns that I maybe purchased but didn't actually do anything with. I have a problem with doing that, which has resulted in like me spending like $2,000 on patterns last year. So I was like, okay, I need to try and like look back, see like some of these old patterns that I never did, and then two, what animals these particular people may have that I don't have. So I have one koala, but I do have another one over there that just needs to be finished off. I have two of these squids. The first one is going to be a blue one. The second one is going to be a purple one. This is just restocks because I sold these colors at the stores, and it's really funny because these two seem to be the best-selling color. I always know the dark blue one is the best-selling one, but the purple one has definitely become popular. I have two of these hedgehogs, and if you guys remember, I had a whole powwow and complain about these hedgehogs the last time I made them because it was so annoying, guys. The loop stitch with the single crochets and the decreasing, it just did not turn out well at all. I had to go back through and essentially sew the holes in the back. So this time around, I'm happy to report I didn't do that. I ended up crocheting, let me see if I can show you. Sorry guys, these guys have some fuzz. I don't know if you guys can see it. So I ended up crocheting, like, you can't see it. Imagine you can, I'll explain it to you. So when I was reading the pattern, I was like, okay, here's where the pattern would say to do the loop stitch in the different color. All I did was crochet. I did like the color change. I crocheted those spots, kept doing it. So then by the end, like you can see down here, I didn't do any right there. I don't know if you can see it right here. I didn't do any. So then I crocheted everything in a different color so I'd be able to see like, hey, here's where the hair needs to be right. And then once I finished, I just went back through and then I did the loop stitch, slip stitch. It turned out so much better, guys, and it was so much easier on me. Like, it took me way less time than the first time. I think it turned out just as good, and it was not a hassle at all with the back. I was so happy. So if you guys do this pattern in particular, I would recommend just doing a color change, doing a normal, you know, single crochet, whatever, and then once you're done with it, do the slip stitch, loop stitch in that color that you color change to, and just do that down the body. And it's super easy to know where you're going because it's a different color. So it's not like you're just have this tan color everywhere and it's like, oh, where am I supposed to do it? No, it's super easy. So I have these two to get back up to 3. I have this fox and I have this wolf right here. And this is by Madeline Mako again. And I think they turned out super cute. I don't really have a fox that I normally bring, and I haven't done a fox in a long time, like probably a year since I've really made a fox, and I have not made a wolf per se. I have made the howling wolf that was super popular and was a custom, but for just in general, I haven't really. So I got this. It was just a difference of colors, and this was also the first one where I did the base body in hobby yarn, and I really enjoyed it. The price is insane, y'all, though. I waited until it was like 60% off to buy it. I have 2 of these unicorns right now, but I know I have 3, so one of them must be over there. But for right now, I've got 2 of these unicorns. I originally had set out to make another blue and white one, but then I ended up deciding that, like, looking at the time and everything, the blue and white ones don't sell particularly well, and I do have one left over from the market. This color combination for me does sell the best. So I decided I would just make a 3rd one and have 3 of this color and then 1 of the blue and white, just because, like I said, the blue and white is really hit or miss, but this color variation is by far the best variation for me. So I have these 2. I have 2 of these pigs right here, and this is the 2 that I made with the brown nose. I did technically make 4, which you will see the other 2 in a little bit. But I have these guys. They are essentially a similar idea to a loaf cat, except you're making them as a pig, and it's no sew. You're just crocheting like the ears and the tail into the body once you're done. But I ended up doing this because my other pigs weren't selling super well. They were technically a little smaller, but I have had people ask before about pigs, so I always try and have new patterns, especially for animals that maybe don't sell great. I always like to try and play around with new things and see what does sell. So I've got these two. Here are the first two of the Grinches I made. I do have two more over there, but I will show you guys these two first. So technically I have four in the end. This is another one that's made by Madeline Co, except you do have to buy the bundle to get the Grinch. So I made these guys. I first was kind of undecisive if I was going to continue making them, but then some people were like, ooh, they're kind of like not cute and they're ugly. I wouldn't know it's a Grinch. And then I took it to the stores and then they like sold immediately. And I was like, okay, well, evidently I need to make some. So I originally made 6 for the stores, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll make 4 for the market. Like I said, if it doesn't sell, I'll just go give it to the stores because I know I have to restock them anyway. So I've got these 2 for right now. I have this elephant right here in this light gray color. Now, I do know that I have another elephant, and it's in a dark gray color. This is by Madeline Co. You can see a theme. I bought bundles from this person originally, and so it was kind of like I was just going through the bundles and remaking some of the things because they are small enough to the point where they can be a good affordable price option, especially thinking along the lines of like a stocking stuffer. So I have an elephant here. This is the light gray one I made. This is a lion from the same like safari bundle pattern. So there is another one in my other box, but this is the first one I'll show you guys. And I realized I didn't have a lion really, so I've got this guy. I have 2 of these little aliens, and so technically I had set these aside and had made them and everything and was gonna take them to a store, and then I was like, I don't have time to remake them. So I ended up deciding to keep them for myself, and then I will give them to the store if they don't sell afterwards, or I'll remake them for the store. It's not a big deal. It's just like I need to prioritize my market over the store for right now. So I have 2 of these. I have 1 of these penguins now. Same thing. I know I have 3 other in my other box, and essentially I just had to remake them because I had given them to stores and everything. And so I needed to just get back up to my lucky number 4, I guess you could say. I have 1 of these bunnies, and I do have 3 more, I'm sorry. I have 3 more over there that I'll show you guys. And this is just the bunny that I've been doing because it is no-sew, and I appreciate that with everything I have to get done for these markets. So this is the first color combination I did. So friends, here are the 2 other snowmen. So like I said, this brings the snowman total up to 4. So I've got these 2, the original snowmans I made the first time. I did not have black for Premier Parfait Chunky, so I did it in brown, and I think either way it still turns out pretty cute. Here is 1 more snowman. I lied. It was hidden. Moving on to some more fun patterns, I went ahead and I made Milo to accompany Stitch. This is from Crochet Grove, and this is not a pattern you can buy or anything. I think I joined their Patreon, and so it was something that you can kind of get with the Patreon. So I made this Milo to go with the Stitch, and then I cut the felt pieces out on my Cricut. I have this Bluey. This is from Madeline Co, and I got it from joining the Patreon. So I'm gonna make another Bluey that looks kind of like this as well, just because Bluey seems to be pretty popular. So I wanted to have 2 of them because this one could maybe be sold. I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens with that. Here are the remaining 3 penguins. So like I said, that will bring my penguin total up to 4. And here are the 2 other pigs that have the hot pink nose opposed to the brown nose, like I said. So that's 4 of these pigs. Here is the other lion. This was the original lion that I made. And here is the dark gray elephant. So I have 2 of each just because I don't really know how they'll sell. And since I already have another version of an elephant, it's always hit or miss when you have multiple of one animal. Here is the last pink and purple Pegasus. So unicorn thing. So that, like I said, that will take this up to 3 for this color variation. Here are the remaining 2 Grinches. So as I said, this will take it up to 4 of the Grinches for the market. Here are the remaining bunny colors. So the gray is a color that I typically do, so I went ahead and made another gray one. I also made a lavender one because I do typically do this color too. I do the lavender, the peach, and the gray. And this was a new color variation, but I thought technically there are brown bunnies. That's what most people would think of besides pink and purple and stuff. So I went ahead and I made this one, and I think this is my favorite color so far, especially with a little ribbon bow thing. And alright friends, now we are getting to the end, and we are getting to the remainder of the turtles that I made. As you guys know, I made it a mission to make 8 turtles of each color, and I did do that, and then some of them left to go to stores. And so I'm happy to report that after making the, let's see, I made about 24-ish turtles. I did not have to remake them again, so at least I didn't have to remake the turtles for like a month or something, which was super nice. So to start us off with, I have 3 of the light green turtles, and then here's the last turtle color. 3 pink right here, and the remaining 4 pink. 1 of them went to a store, so I didn't keep it for very long. But guys, that is basically for the most part everything that I made in the past like week and a half, 2 weeks. Like I said, definitely was hoping to get a little bit more done, but I am interested to see once I add all of this stuff to my boxes how it's gonna look. And technically I do still have some time, but there's a lot of logistics and just small things that I need to do, and then alongside with these horses. So who knows how much more I'm gonna crochet before the market, but I wanted to get this video done because if I didn't, I was not gonna do it. As I said before, I still have the Bluey, I still have the Hedgehog or whatever from Harry Potter, and I still have a few extra things that I'm gonna try and squeeze in. I just can't promise it. I wish I could, but you never know with how things go. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day. I hope your markets have all been going well, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!